And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. This is going to be a special episode tonight. We are specifically talking LSU football. We're going to give an LSU preview. We got Mr. Peyton Mitchell, a.k.a. the Rain Man of LSU Athletics. He's got it down. I asked him, I was like, Peyton, do we need to find a depth chart for you? He's like, man, it's all up here. So the man knows his stuff, and he is. I'm just gonna let him roll with it, man. So let's talk about the offense first of all.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I think the key to the game this week is I didn't get to watch all of Florida State because I was on vacation last weekend. I got to watch a little bit of it, and from what I've watched and from what I've listened to this week, Florida State's offensive line is not good. They got manhandled a lot against Domain last week.
Good for us.
Yeah, especially considering that's our strong suit is defensive line. It's definitely going to be the strongest part of our unit this year. I think that Mason Smith and Roy and Ali Gay and B.J. Ojulari are going to probably have a field day against that offensive line, especially Mason Smith because you can move them all over. So now they didn't have their starting center last week. He's going to be playing this weekend. So, and their starting center graded out as the worst out of the line last weekend. So that'll be a big step up for them. But I think that's going to be our key. I think our front seven's pretty loaded, even at linebacker. So I really think we're going to, as everybody saw, Florida State ran the ball had three guys carried for over 100 yards apiece this weekend. So I think that they're going to try to do that again. Their quarterback is experienced, not afraid of them at all. Their receivers didn't scare me, so I'm not sure they're going to get away from our DBs. Our DBs are all transfers. We don't have, other than Jay Ward.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
It's sitting on nothing but transfers.
Nothing but transfers. Now you're all Louisiana guys. I mean, every one of them that were transferred in from Louisiana. I mean, you're going to have Major Burns, who played some last year for us, came from Georgia. He's going to probably be your starting safety besides Jay Ward. Mm-hmm. Jay Ward, which I talked to Jordy Collada the night when we had him on the interview, I think he's kind of getting under the radar. I think he's a pro, and Jordy agreed. He said he's going to be probably a second-round type draft pick guy, and that's where I see him at. He doesn't get the talk, and I think it's just because there's so many quote-unquote new toys this year. We go around and talk about, some of the guys in the secondary. Colby Richardson probably going to be a starting cornerback, which is crazy to think. He's a kid that come from McNeese State. He's a fifth-year senior. Since he got there at June, he's put on 30 pounds. He got there in June at LSU.
Is that what you want at corner?
He was 160 pounds when he got to LSU. Okay. He's now 6'1", about 195.
He's on that Tiger program.
That's right. They're trying to get him. He said he wants to get to 205. And, man, when he was actually on Collada's show the other day interviewing him, he looks the part. God, he looks like a
So will they not have a weight room at McNeese?
I guess not, man. I mean, Frank Wilson brought him with him. That was the one guy, Frank, when he came from McNeese, that was the one he wanted. New Orleans kid. I mean, I always wanted to dream to play for LSU. Didn't get the chance coming out of school.
A fifth-year senior.
And a fifth-year senior. And so I really am excited to see him. Jarrett Bernard Converse, who's a Shreveport kid, local. Okay. He's been at Oklahoma State for the last 4 years. Has started 3 out of the 4. He's got a lot of experience under his belt. Probably could have went to the draft last year. Been a 4th to 5th rounder type guy. Decided, when I'm gonna come back home, play for my state school. And so I'm excited to see him. He's gonna be for sure a starter on one side, and I think Colby Richardson Savion Smith from Ohio State. He's another transfer. He's still coming back from his injury. He's got nicked up last year. Was out for the year. Been kind of spring and summer trying to get all healed up. They said he's almost ready to go. So he's going to be. He looks the part too. Dude, he's like 6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds. I mean, just a freak looking
big dude.
Corner. Kind of like some of the old, like Colada said the other night on our other podcast, guys. If y'all didn't listen to that interview, please go listen to that one. It was really awesome to have him on. But he's like he kind of has that Patrick Peterson, that Corey Webster, that just some of those guys have come through. Yeah. So I think those are going to be Major Burns, Bernard Converse, and Colby Richardson are going to be your 4. Now, Greg Brooks, transfer from Arkansas, another Louisiana kid. He's going to probably be your starting nickel. Now, I think he'll rotate that with Sage Ryan.
I was going to ask about Sage Ryan.
Sage, man, I don't know. He's got the skill. I just don't know if he's quite figured it out yet. And so I think he's going to play. And I think he's going to do probably some kickoff return stuff for us, maybe a little punt return. He's really good with the ball in his hands. And he got some PT last year. I just don't know if he's ready for that full starting role yet. So I think he'll be kind of thrown in the rotation. I think Malik Garner also is going to get some playing time. He'll be a rotation guy too. They're really deep at the safety position and cornerback position.
And I'm looking, man, and it says transfer.
Yeah,
just almost across the board here.
And Joe Fouché, another Arkansas transfer, was a captain on Arkansas's defense last year.
Wow.
And they were one of the best defenses in the country. Another Louisiana kid just wanted to come back home for his last year, play for his home.
Kind of tells you, like, man, these kids, they might have went out of state, but they always wanted to be at home.
That's right. They always did, man.
Yeah.
So I think your secondary, and I don't know if they're going to get tested this weekend. I hope. I mean, I might be wrong. And I just went blank on the Florida State quarterback's name. The kid's had a few years of experience. He's just
mediocre.
Yeah, he's just mediocre. And so I really think they're going to try to run the ball on us a lot. Your linebacker position, 2 starters are going to be Mike Jones and then Greg Penn. Mike Jones has kind of been a cool story. I don't know if everybody remembers, he transferred from Clemson 2 years ago. So he came in last year, and everybody was shocked when he transferred. He started at Clemson, played a lot, but he didn't. He wanted to try to play inside linebacker. They had him on the outside position at Clemson, and he knew he wanted to play some inside.
Who's that anchor they had at Clemson for years? A white guy.
Oh, that white fella.
Old school type.
Golly, yeah. Played against LSU.
Yeah.
Because Mike Jones played against us in that championship game.
So he was kind of the anchor of that.
He was the middle linebacker, and so he wanted to come do that. Well, he came into LSU last year, and he didn't win the job. And matter of fact, he didn't play till probably Alabama game, and they played him, and all of a sudden he started showing out. Put him back on outside linebacker though, and he just didn't ever take in. I think he finally realized that's my position. That's where I need to be.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, in the middle, I guess you're kind of the captain, the quarterback of the defense. But I mean, if you got the speed to play outside, I don't know.
Yeah. coming. Well, that's NFL's. I mean, that's what you're adapting to anyway. That's
predicated on.
Yeah.
And playing, that position in high school. I was a run stopper, played the middle. It's not about choice. Just didn't have the speed to run outside with these cats, right?
That's right.
So
that running back comes out on that wheel rat. No, that's not what I need to be covering.
I might bump him, but it's more the wideouts I was worried about. But yeah, I would think that especially like you said, the value in the NFL.
Yeah, that's where everybody wants. I mean,
especially if you can rush the quarterback.
That's right.
And that's where you make your money.
And everybody's going to the 2 linebacker set pretty much. Everybody's bringing a nickel in, and so I think that's where he's. And I think he's finally comfortable with doing that. He was just named captain yesterday.
Okay,
so that's pretty cool. had actually a cool video of him FaceTiming his mom, and man, it was awesome. His mom was like just ecstatic. So I think those two are going to be now. There's going to be some rotation guys come behind them. I want to say about 9th year senior. I feel like at Evangel in Shreveport, Micah Baskerville. I feel like he's been there forever. Yeah. I actually saw him play in high school a game, and
you get the red shirt year, you get the COVID year.
He's got it all. This is his 6th year.
So
he had red shirt and the
COVID.
COVID. He didn't have a medical red shirt, but it's
on the table.
It's still on the table. That's right.
He wants to go ahead and get his doctorate.
Shit. Name the building after him. So he's going to get a lot of playing time. But the freshman Harold Perkins, I actually asked Colada about him the other night, and I said, man, he looks like the freak, and he said he's a top 10 draft pick in 3 years. I mean, that's the kind of talent he has. I mean, some of the practice films coming out with him, man, he's all over the place. He looks like a Devin White out there.
Where's he out of?
He's out of Houston, but he's originally a New Orleans kid.
He was a
Katrina kid.
Well, good on LSU for going and getting those guys that got displaced.
That's right. And his uncle is like all about LSU. He's kind of a character, actually. He's kind of made some videos of him.
Go figure.
Yeah. That's right, the uncle, the crazy uncle. Yeah. So, but yeah, he was, and to be honest with you, we didn't think we was going to get Perkins. You know, even Brian Kelly and them, when he came in, got his coaching staff put together, we were on Perkins hard, and then, man, he just he wanted, the Coach O's staff, when they got all fired, he kind of started slowly easing away from LSU. But kudos to Kelly and the staff there for coming in there and getting them. It was a great grab. I think he's going to be a starter by October. I don't know how they're going to be able to keep him off the field. He's that good. So that'll probably be your four. I would say your 4 guys on the defense. Linebacker, excuse me. Defensive line, freaks. I mean, it's one of the best units probably in the country. You got NFL guys all over that place.
That's what we expected.
Yeah, I mean, that's and hey, did some good things for us. Obviously, he did some bad things at the end. That was one thing he made sure he was trying to do, and he left us with a great defensive line. I mean, he recruited it hard. He worked at it because that's where he felt like we were missing a lot where we used to be at. And, man, you got Allie Gay, you got Mason Smith, you got Jaquilin Roy, and you got B.J. Ojolari, who's another captain was named. B.J. was.
Number 18.
Number 18, too. I mean, he's a first rounder. It's pretty much a lock. He's versatile. God, he's so fast.
Who do you think Coach O recruited harder, his D-line or the LSU?
Definitely co-eds. Now, especially the blondes.
The blondes.
Now, I mean, the dark-headed, the brunettes and stuff, he might have recruited football players harder than that. But something about them blondes, man. I mean, he was all about that. Especially when he was down there in Destin as condo. I mean,
that was the hot spot.
That was the hot spot. Yeah, I mean, nothing like him running down the road with shirtless. And in swimming pools taking selfies with half his age. But more power to you, I guess.
I guess that's what he's doing now.
$17 million. That's what he is basically. But I tell you what, he sure is creeping around Miami's practices a lot lately. University of Miami, that is.
I mean, he never has to wear a shirt down there.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's kind of a dream job for him. Think about it. I mean, he's by a beach. His son's there. He's on staff there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so he's an analyst.
Quarterback for McNeese.
McNeese, that's right. And so he's been down there helping them. And to be honest with you, and I wish I had so many questions I didn't get a chance to ask a lot of the other night. We just kind of dove down some holes I didn't know we were going, which I really enjoyed. I wanted to ask him if he thought he was going to be a Miami defensive line or / recruiter here soon. I think that's where it's going. Yeah. I mean, he can do that. He's not in the SEC, so it doesn't go against anything of his contracts doing.
He can party.
He can party.
He's got the beach.
Miami's back on, so quote unquote, the rise. You know, they're about to build a new stadium. He can recruit in Florida all he wants. Now, he will come Louisiana, steal a couple of our boys. You can go ahead and expect that if it happens. Yeah. But I think that's where he's going to wind up being. But, man, no, the defensive line, I mean, golly, they're just so deep. Malik Wingo from Missouri transfer. He was an all-freshman SEC guy last year.
And he's just a sophomore.
You've got Jaquilin Roy is the star D tackle. Guillory is going to be the backup, the Ash kid. He's a big kid.
Redshirt sophomore.
That's right.
Young.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. The defensive line probably can go about 8 deep.
Jeez.
Is what they're projecting. So they're
which in those trenches you do need,
especially
bodies.
In the SEC, man.
Yeah,
especially in the SEC
because they're facing NFL tackles and guards.
Yeah. Centers. And the new DC obviously is Matt House, and I'm fired up by him. I think he seems to be the dude that's the good fit for us. Thank God he's but when he's not there anymore. That was a train wreck. But House, man, I mean, when the Honey Badger gives you the nod, yeah, that's got to be a good feeling. But I think he's going to be real aggressive against Florida State, man. I don't know if.
Oh, I want to see him do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we got to set the tone.
That's right.
Because everybody's sleeping on us this year, and as well they should be. But
and look,
they're talented.
They're very talented. And I told somebody the other day. Do I think they're going to win Florida State? Yes, I think they're going to win. It's not going to be a blowout. I'm tired of people saying, we're going to beat them by 20 or 30. No, you're not. To beat a team by 20 to 30 points, you got to have a lot of cylinders clicking. You got to be rolling.
That's a lot to ask on a brand new, complete overhaul.
Kyle, we had 39 players when Brian Kelly got there on scholarship. I mean, he completely... Nuts.
He had to have been running like a man with his hair on fire.
Well, Clyde said it the other night. He said all the fans in Baton Rouge were all mad because you couldn't hear from him, you didn't see him. My God, he fired the whole. I mean, he
kept
started
4 people, right?
Yeah, 4 people out of 250 to 300. That's how many people it takes to run the whole operation down there at LSU football. Like, I mean, he was busy. Like, he just didn't. So I mean, they're not gonna come out Sunday night and be firing on the cylinders.
Right.
And if they lose, don't panic, guys. It's okay. I promise you.
Year one.
It's year one. It's game one. I mean,
if we only win 6 or 7 games this year,
that's fine.
Don't panic.
I promise you. And people freak out. Oh, you got to win recruiting, guys. These kids that they're recruiting, they're losing in high school. Winning and losing is not the formula of going somewhere.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother them, So I think that. I think it's going to be because what I'm concerned about is our offensive line versus their defensive line because they got a good defensive line too.
Well, let's look at our O line.
You got Will Campbell, true freshman. I mean, kid just left Neville a couple months ago.
As a starting left tackle
in the SEC, man.
In the SEC. Wow.
By the way, here you go. You're in New Orleans on Sunday night primetime game against Florida State. I mean, it's a big ask.
The only good thing is he probably played there a time or two.
He did play there last year.
Yeah, there you go.
No. So, I mean, that's...
Not against Florida State.
No, that's right. But, I mean, it's a big ask. It is. It's a big ask. But I think, man, everything you hear, everything you read, I mean, the kid's just... It's easy. I mean, he just got it. It's one of those special ones. It's one... Like when Whitworth came through there, you might not see another one like that for 10 years. Wow. I mean, he's that kind of a caliber player. They say he's just, and they say he's first one at practice. He's the last one that leaves. He's always asking questions, prepping, wants to know everything. Just soaks in, loves it. And they always crack him because he's just a kind of the old country farm boy. Like, I mean, he's nothing. But, man, when you look at him, he looks like he's been there for 2 or 3 years already on the weight program.
Yeah, he's just a monster.
He's just a monster. So, that's going to be – it's going to be probably some moments with him, but just let him grow. I promise you he's going to be fine. Your left guard is going to be Malik Frazier, transfer from FAU. I always get those confused. I'm sorry, guys. FIU, I think. He was an All-American last year.
Oh, jeez.
Right tackle. And he's never played guard. But we're going to start him at left guard. He's just a sophomore. He was a freshman last year.
So you think he's there to kind of anchor Campbell and help him out?
I think he is. I think that's why they want to put a little experience. Now, look, he's got experience, not against this kind of competition, obviously, but he's got experience. He's got a full year in his belt. And I think that's going to be good for Campbell.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm happy. I'm happy that they did that. It's kind of weird, so I'm going to finish off naming the offensive linemen here, but every one of these offensive linemen all played tackle in high school. Every one of them.
That's crazy.
Not guard or center, which tells me they want athletes up there.
They want the best player on the line.
They want the best player on the line, and makes me wonder. And I have read any of this, I haven't seen any of this. To be honest with you, I don't remember seeing a lot of it in Brian Kelly's offense. Makes me wonder if they're not going to do some screen stuff. Because you get that many athletes out there. I feel like you want to, and you're already worried about your blocking ability anyway. Let's get it moving a little bit.
He might just be going for pure size too.
And he might, because they're all huge.
Yeah, because you're typically your guards are the smaller ones.
That's right.
On the line.
Starting center is the position I'm probably the most scared about on the whole roster. Now I think Garrett Ellinger is going to be good. He played some right tackle for us last year as a true freshman out of Michigan. Not University of Michigan. He went to high school up there. I'm worried because we had troubles with snaps a lot during fall camp.
That's a time thing, though.
It's a time thing. But I think they just trusted him the most out of the ones that of him or Charles Turner, who they were kind of going back and forth with. I feel good about him. But don't be alert if you do see a snap or two. That's not going to be great.
Find its own.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you talking about in the gun, or are you talking about under center?
I think in the gun.
Okay.
We had a couple in scrimmages, the last couple of scrimmages that were skipping, getting back to them and stuff like that. So
that's reps, man. You got to rep it out.
And he's a big center though. I mean, he's 6'4". Like, you don't usually see centers that tall and big.
Yeah.
They're usually a little shorter
6'1",
squatter.
6'2",
yeah.
6'3", at the most.
Yeah. I think Eric Williams for the Saints is about 6'3".
Yeah.
But so he'll be your starting center. Starting right guard is the guy that's been there for, I guess this will be his third year now, who's had a lot of promise. Everybody's thought, even though he was there, said he's a first-round talent if he can ever just figure it out and get it. That's Anthony Bradford. He is about the size of a refrigerator.
All right.
He's freaking huge, man. He is ginormous. I don't know what his playing weight's going to be coming in Sunday, but, I mean, he's like 6'5", and I've seen him at 360. I've seen him at 340. I've seen him at 355. He bounces all around there. He's a huge right. He's played a little guard, but he's played tackle from when he has played with us over the last few years.
Okay.
So this will be kind of a new spot for him too. Right tackle is your Cam Wire. Now he's your experienced lineman on the whole front there. He's gave you about 6 or 7 starts in his career. Had probably 3 or 4 last year. He's played left tackle too, so he's kind of played left and right. So he'll be your one that you're hoping you can lean on. And it wouldn't surprise me if you don't see when we start running the ball, it's on that right side. My gut tells me they're going to try to get behind him and Bradford.
Okay.
That's what I think. So that's your offensive lineman. Trayvon Shorts, who's the transfer from Coastal Carolina. He was a All-American, 13th All-American last year. He, I think, wanted to try to come to a big boy school and try to prove it that he can do it.
NFL
That's right.
contract.
That's right. Get that NFL contract. And so I think he'll be your rotational guy. I think they'll throw him in at guards position some. I think he'll be a good solid piece for you. He kind of thought he was going to start there for a while, but
it's got to be rough.
I mean,
All
think
American
about it.
and come over.
That's right. And then you lose, you're not a starter, which, I mean, offensive line, you know how it's going to work. Injuries are going to happen.
It's going to be fluid.
It's going to be. So he'll get a lot of playing time. Which, speaking of injuries, so I saw a stat today because Kelly actually mentioned in his press conference the other day, you know, he said this was the first time Allie Gay made it through camp healthy. He's been hurt every year through camp.
Wow.
And he said, guys, that wasn't by accident. He said that's using our resources that we have to help him, which basically tells you our coaches were not doing what they should be doing, running him to the ground. I mean, I know Miles was. There's so many stories on that. And O started out not that way. That's what he said he wasn't going to do because Miles did that. And these last couple of years, O felt that pressure, and I think he started running him to the ground at practice a lot more than he should have. But I saw a stat today that I screenshotted it. Let me just find it right quick. Here you go. LSU football has decreased their season-ending / extended duration injuries by 94% this offseason.
Jeez.
94%. The only player that we have got hurt that's out for the year towards ACL was a walk-on running back that would probably play a little special teams for you, is in Corin Norman, who was a no-star coming out of high school and kind of worked his way up, played special teams. He's played the last couple of years. Got a couple of carries, gets like ULM last year, you know. Yeah. He tore his ACL. Other than that, he's your only injury. Everybody's healthy going this guy. He's had some ankles and some shin splints. You know, Jack Bech was bound shin splints. Wheat Neighbors sprained his ankle. He's ready to go for the weekend, though. But, I mean, they've had no injuries. And Florida State lost 2 linebackers already. They lost Amari Gaynor last week in the game. He was their leading tackler for the team. He's had 190-something tackles in his career for Florida State. He was their guy, you know. And then they lost Steven Dix a couple weeks ago, another linebacker for him. So they're down 2 out of 4 linebackers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, LSU's gotten lucky on injuries. Now, Sunday night might change. But
right.
They have,
yeah. But, I mean, you don't want your kids going down.
No.
In camp. I'm the same way about the NFL, man. I don't want to see these camp injuries. I realize that guys are out there trying to win jobs, so it's going to happen.
I'm sick of preseason injuries.
Yeah,
we just lost our left tackle because of that.
That made me sick.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know he's going to be your starter.
So let's talk about that wide receiver group, man.
Ooh. What, 8, 9 of them there? I mean, where do you want to start at? I think your starter is going to be Butte, obviously, your number 7 for LSU.
Is he going to be a first rounder?
Yeah, he's a lock. Probably top 15 pick. He's a lock. I think he's going to probably have a good chance to win the Blitkoff. Yeah, I think probably would have won it last year because they healthy. I mean, he was after he got hurt 3 weeks later, he still had the SEC in touchdown catches. I mean, that's how much better he was than everybody. Link Neighbors is going to be your 2. I just ready for enjoy him this year, guys, because he's going to be phenomenal. They call him the little Jamar Chase. I mean, they say he's just like him.
I'll take it.
Same attitude, same style. That's just what he is. Jack Bech is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how he'll keep him on the field. I think
so it's a
matter of
name
fact,
we're all familiar with at this point.
Kirk Herbstreit even said he was going to he predicted to be the breakout player of the year in college football. I mean,
so we're going to be slinging the rock a little bit.
Yeah, I think we are.
And I think it's going to be a necessity, right? Because we're a little.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be quick passes. And we're light at running back with Emory out the first 2 weeks, which don't get me started on that's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
You spin a kid for a whole year. Yeah. Why 2 games? There's no explanation on it. He's got 3.8 GPA. He's doing everything like he's supposed to. He took his punishment. There's been no answer on why he gets 2 games.
LSU.
I mean, it's exactly what it is. So you're going to have Neighbors. You're going to have Butte. You're going to have Jack Bech. You're going to have Brian Thomas, who could be the dude. I mean, he's 6'4". He's like 215. Just runs like a. I mean, he just has it all. He looks the part. He looks like an NFL running back. NFL receiver right now. So he's going to give you a lot. You're going to have. Dre Jenkins, I mean, the Gina boy, has been there steady. Every time the coach gets asked about him, he's like, he's hard to keep that kid off the field. He does everything right for him. He's a leader in the locker room.
He's just solid.
And I felt like every time last year, which I know Clay will sit there and he said, I didn't watch you after we got beat UCLA. And I sat there and watched every game last year. Every time you felt like you need to play, Jenkins was there, man. And so, a lot of people probably didn't watch a lot last year because everybody was mad. But Jenkins, number 10, man. He's just the dude. You know, he just, I don't know. He always makes, and a lot of my family's from Gina, so I kind of partial to him too. So I've always been pulling for him. I think those are going to be your 5 guys that you're going to count on a lot.
Gotcha.
Going to play a lot. Tight end is.
I'm not used to saying that at LSU.
It looks like the old Jason Taylor son's going to be.
They say he's a freak.
Have you seen him? He looks
Monster.
like he's been at LSU for 2 or 3 years already.
Yeah, I mean he's got a Hall of Fame pedigree.
I mean, yeah, Mason Taylor, unbelievably flew under the radar coming out of high school. I was shocked,
especially with his aunt working with Colin. Come on, Colin, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Colin? Get him out there for him, man. I mean, I'm kind of glad though, because I guarantee you mark my word, Kyle Hurd's show will mention a lot of LSU from now in the next 3 years.
That'd be good.
Because of him. I think she's going to make
about
sure.
time.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's about time.
So it looks like Mason Taylor's going to be the starter. So I think Cole Taylor, who's been there, it's his 3rd year now. If y'all don't remember him, he was the shoe guy at Florida.
Yeah.
Got his shoe thrown off. 6'7".
Strong work there.
From Colorado. He's a solid player.
Yeah.
I really think he'll do well in Kelly's offense. I never felt like he had the opportunity to do well the last 2 years in the offenses we were running. So those are going to be your 2 tight ends. We don't really have much after that. So those are going to be, matter of fact, they're on the recruiting show right now trying to get a tight end. And they will. Brian Kelly's always known for playing 2 tight ends.
2 tights, yeah.
Yeah.
So quarterback. It's a good room.
It's a good room. Daniels is going to get the nod Sunday night.
I think
they're both are going to play there.
You got to get. I feel like Daniels needs to get the nod just because you don't know what you got on the O line. And until we know that, you want the guy to move move well.
No, absolutely, I agree.
Not that Nussmeier doesn't move well, but I mean, he's not a runner like Daniels.
The kid started 30-something games in his college career.
Yeah.
We got a big stage we're about to put these guys on.
Yeah.
Let them out there. And Kelly even said it the other day. He's like, Daniels, the huddle is calmer when Daniels is out there because he has that demeanor about him. He's been there. He's done that. Nuss is going to be good. Mm-hmm. He's not ready for that stage. Now, he's going to play Sunday night. I think he's going to play both of them. I really do. I think he's going to play both of them for probably this week, next week against Southern, maybe even one more week. I think by the Auburn game, I think you'll know who it is.
Then what about our 5-star freshman we got sitting there?
Going to be a stud.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's going to be redshirted this year. He wants to be redshirted this year. He wants to sit back.
Don't you just want an LSU quarterback to really, really root for and succeed at the next level like Joe Burrow has?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah, and this Walker Howard's going to be your next one.
Man. I hope so.
When I watch all the practice videos that they release, when he throws the ball, it's different. It just has, you can sell it when all 3 of them throw. It does. It just comes out of that hand so good.
Yeah. You can see the spin rate on the ball.
Yeah, that's right. And Walker's going to be. Now I tell you, I'm going to be nervous if say, and I hope Jalen don't get hurt. He goes down. I mean, Walker's your back. Walker's one play away from getting in. Yeah. You know,
and it's a big jump even from playing.
Absolutely.
Was he 4 or 5A? And
he was 4A.
4A,
mm-hmm.
But I mean 4A in Louisiana is really. I mean it's right there. I mean it's just as tough.
It is.
So that's still a big jump competition.
So I think that they're going to try the 2 for a while. Now if Jalen comes out there and plays well, I don't know if he'll change it. But Kelly wants. I mean, he doesn't have to win Sunday night. He's not feeling that pressure, but I think he wants an experienced guy himself. He's going to feel better, going into that.
Yeah.
And I think all the guys will too. And I don't know if Jalen's going to have the big. I don't think he'll be nervous or scared. He'll be ready to go, man. He came here for a reason. He didn't leave a starting job at Arizona State just to, he came prepared and ready for this position. So I'm ready to see him play. He's not going to be a Heisman kind of guy, but I think he's going to be a quarterback we haven't seen at LSU in a long time with his legs. We hadn't seen a guy that can break away.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Absolutely. It'll be fun.
They say he can absolutely break you for 64
yeah,
yards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without,
And his accuracy's gotten a lot better since he's been at LSU.
Yeah.
They said it's really improved. So,
and I mean, man, he's got some weapons. That's what I'm gonna say. He's got some weapons.
And we're not trying. We don't need a 40-yard streak route thrown to him. Just get these kids in 5-yard, 6-yard routes and let them do their thing. Yeah, let them work.
Give him the freaking ball.
That's right. Just give him the ball.
Just put the ball in my hand.
And I think that's what's going to happen with the offensive line. I think it's going to be out quick, fast.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. I'm good with that. And
athletes all over the place.
That's right.
Yeah, not much time back there. In the pocket. Just get it out.
No.
Yeah, I mean that way you kind of hide the offensive line woes. Now when you get over to Bama or somebody like that later on in the year, they're going to exploit your weaknesses, and we'll worry about that when we get there.
Yeah.
But for especially the first few games, let the athletes let them cook,
especially in Superdome on that turf indoors. I mean, let the kids speed show. Let them go, man.
Yeah.
And Chris Hilton, another receiver that I didn't mention from Zachary, Kelly says his name every other week on the podium. I mean, he's a track star guy. He can fly.
Is he going to be returning kicks?
I haven't heard if he is. I know Malik Neighbors, they like him back there. I think he will get the chance to return some kicks.
That'd be good.
He had, 80-yard touchdown in the bowl game last year against Kansas State. I mean, he can fly. So I think he'll try to get him in there too at your numbers, 6 or 7. He said he plans on playing about 8 receivers. So he's just going to keep him rotating. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I mean, when you're playing 4 or 5 wide to play, it's not that hard to play that many different sets they can run.
You have a 1 group and 2 group.
That's right. And you won't drop off. I promise. It won't be a difference. But the running back position, guy John Emery will be out obviously for the next 2 games, which we just talked about. No sense in it. I think he's finally ready. I think he's finally grew up. I think he realized this is my year. I got to do it this year. And I hate that he's not gonna be there. But hopefully they're gonna let him dress out, and let him be on the sidelines. It's stupid if not. But I think Noah Cain's gonna get the nod to be your starter. The transfer from Penn State, former 5-star coming out of high school. Actually originally a Louisiana boy, but he went to IMG, so he came out of IMG and went to Penn State. Yeah, and they really like him at pass protection too. They feel comfortable with him back there, which obviously we're going to need with the offensive line. Going to be a little shaky start. Amari Goodwin is going to be your backup. Kid from Alabama. He was going to Auburn pretty much the whole way, and then last minute he flipped. We got him. He's a sophomore this year. Can fly. But got stock to him. Has a lot of Clyde look about him to me, but a little faster than Clyde. He sounded like he had a really good camp. I've heard a lot of good things coming from him. And your third's going to be Josh Williams, which originally was a walk-on and earned a scholarship. And he just steady, doesn't do nothing great, but he just gives you, quality
runs.
That's right. So that's pretty much what your lineups are going to be on both sides of the ball.
So what you got for Sunday night?
I think we're going to win 27-20.
27-20?
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a low-scoring game because I think both coaches.
It's a 3-point spread is what I was reading.
Yeah, I think both coaches. It went up. It was 2.5. It's going to 3 now. I think both coaches are going to kind of play it safe to the vest at first. And so I think it's going to be kind of a slow game starting out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think both, want to really try to open it up. Now, Kelly might surprise him. He might come out.
I want to see him open it up.
And I do too. It's not normal, his motto, never really has been. He might surprise us. He might come out there.
I'll see that quarterback break one.
That's right.
In the dome.
But nice. I think it's going to be kind of close. I could see us winning 31-20, but I think it's going to be about 27-20 is my prediction. And like I said, guys, don't be surprised if we lose. I don't think we will, but it's not the end of the world. I promise. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I really think Florida State's got a lot to prove themselves. I mean, Norvell is kind of on the hot seat. He's got a lot of experienced kids. He was 2 years ago. He had the youngest roster in the whole country, and then last year he was still young.
They ought to be coming around.
That's what I'm saying. So they might, he's like I said, his seat's kind of hot, so he feels the pressure, and he's going in here. Nobody's expecting him to win. Everybody's expecting LSU to win.
Yeah.
Everybody's giving every
LSU.
Yeah, exactly. In New Orleans, in Superdome.
Yeah.
I mean, that helps. So,
but yeah, guys. So that has been our LSU preview. I hope that you enjoyed it because you're going to be getting a lot more LSU and Saints talk throughout the year. So basically, what it boils down to is that we don't want our main shows, which we record on Sundays and Wednesdays, bogged down with Saints and LSU. So Saints and LSU gets their own show. And I told Clay, I said, look, man, we got to let Peyton loose, man. He's wound up tight. And he's got to go, man. We got to let him ride.
I'm ready.
So the plan for that is for us to record a Monday night show and publish that by Tuesday. So we'll do a little Saints recap, a little LSU recap. Might do it a little sooner if we can, but probably Monday is going to be the slot for us to record that. So we look forward to it. I love Saints. I love LSU football. This is my bread and butter. Now I don't go deep on these depth charts like Mr. Peyton does, but that's what I got him on here for. So
ready.
Yeah, he's ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for some Saints football too, man. I don't know about you.
Yes, I'm so ready for that.
So many question marks.
So many questions. Now the news this morning was not great.
No, that was horrible. But he says he's innocent.
I know it.
Road rage, guys. Look, I'm all for carrying a gun. Do it responsibly. And a road rage situation, just drive away. You got your card.
Yeah. What are you worried about?
Yeah, just get away.
Go
away, So, we're excited. So
if y'all don't know, Marcus May got arrested this morning.
Big news. Terrible news.
Terrible news. Considering we just traded CD Deuce.
Yeah. Which, he's just... It might have been CD Deuce in another vehicle, huh?
Could possibly be.
Set him up.
As he was heading to Philadelphia.
I wouldn't put it past him.
You're right.
Right?
No, you're right.
So,
but no, we're ready, guys. I mean, you got Florida State, LSU Sunday night. You got Saints, Falcons starting the next week. I mean, what better way to...
The Saints, this season just feels like I watched a really good season of, like, my favorite show.
Yeah.
And it left me on a freaking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Because all these questions we have now. New head coach. Jameis.
Yeah, new quarterback, basically. Yeah.
I mean, Jameis is finally taking the reins. And
kind of a new left tackle. I've had Armstead for years. There's different pieces that but I mean, you feel like they could make a run though if they're right and healthy.
Because that defense
is top.
We took a blow today, but
we took a blow. Maybe we can have a judge be in our favor for this one.
Yeah.
Maybe Latoya's not in the middle of it with her court case.
Maybe he can get the same ones that Marshawn and Lattimore got.
That's right.
Did you watch that video?
No, I never saw the video.
Man. That they were like in Ohio, I think, and the cops that pulled him, got him. I think there were some like gang unit type guys, so they weren't like your average cop,
Yeah.
They were like, holy, you know who this guy is? It's a freaking New Orleans Saints cornerback. He's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, man. And he's like, bro, what are you doing, man?
like, dude,
why are you carrying
Yeah.
some? And it wasn't even a nice gun.
No,
it was a piece of crap.
It was a crap, man.
I think it was
remember that.
stolen. Was it stolen? Maybe.
Well, it wasn't under.
It wasn't his.
It wasn't his. Yeah.
Like,
Which probably was like one of them cash deals on the side there. You got that one. But
Marshawn, at least carry a Glock if you carry one with a permit, and not with your boys doing hood rat stuff.
That's right.
But all right, man.
We're ready, guys.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, and we
Yeah.
look forward to hitting y'all up at least once a week, just on Saints and LSU. So, all right, man.
Who dat?
Go Tigers.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.